Greetings from NAPO Financial and Business Consultants, and today we want to start from where we stopped. I introduced the life cover, or what you benefit when you take out a life cover, the peace of mind, the financial cushion, and of course, the joy that you have taken life in your hands and you have actually passed over the risk of uncertainty to a different person, and that is the insurer. And I talked about the products under a life cover. And one of the products that we talked about was the education plan, the inheritance plan, the retirement plan, and an investment plan. Now, today, I want us to focus on an education plan. An education plan is when you come to us and you say, I want to cover my children's education. I want to plan ahead. Should death happen, should total permanent disability happen, should anything happen to me, even if I don't pass on, but I want my child, by the time they get to secondary or they get to university, I have the money. I am not going to borrow to take my children to school. You are being intentional about their education. Nothing is taking you by surprise. Okay, today we find people who are taking their children to Harvard, they are taking their children abroad. Even if it is within Uganda, it can be a little bit hard. For example, many parents, if you can do your research, by the time a child gets to senior 6, some people have passed on. Maybe you have many children and you are saying, gwe nakusomesezaako to say senior 6, let me pull others. But if you've had an education plan and you know that, oh, this my daughter Joan, she will have to study up to university, I took out an education plan. Whatever happens to you, this Joan of yours will complete school. That is what an education plan is. Should you happen to pass on, the insurance company will come through. Should you happen to get a total permanent disability, the insurance company will come through and they will cushion you in that period, and this child will study, or these children will study until they finish, depending on how much money you have been paying. That's why the more you pay, the better the family cover. However, you are advised to pay what you can afford, because it's a saving that even earns you interest. Okay, because we know that you have so many other things to do as a person, so you put aside an amount of money that will not squeeze you and fail you to do other things of life. So when you put it into your plan and you say an education plan, here I come, and you move. So an education plan is not only for parents, it's for even people that are planning to be parents. You can open up an education plan and you say that by the time my child goes to nursery, I'll have money for the nursery section up to primary. I will have money for secondary section. I will have money for university. So depending on how you structure your plan, the lowest education plan can be 5 years, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, upwards, depending on how we discuss and what we decide to do. So that's why I call upon each and every person. If you know that you plan to become a parent, you have children, especially if they are very young children, not these ones who are 14 years, 15, 16, those ones, when you open up an education plan, you are literally saying, kanuka sente kange. But for parents who have very young children, for parents who are planning to give birth, you can plan now. Today it is a planned life, planned parents, planned children, planned grandparents. Everything is planned. You are literally being intentional with your life. And that's how an education plan comes in handy. You can come to us. I may not exhaust everything here online, or I may in this video, but when you come to us here in our offices and in Tinda Chigowa, we can discuss more, we can talk more about an education plan, so that we take out a cover that can speak to you and answer to your needs and answer to your questions that you have. Thank you so much, and I wait to serve you.